chat. Should we go over how much it was? Because it was a lot. It was a lot. I'm Hi chat. Hey guys. I'm back. Hi. Hi. Welcome. Hi. Hey guys. Look, it's me. It's me again. Hi. We're gonna be doing a VR stream and we're gonna be talking actually about my experiences at FWA. Now for context, I've never been to a furry con before. This was the first one I went, and I had my expectations. I can't say that I went in, completely blind, but I had my expectations. But it was just so it was a lot to take in. So for anybody who doesn't know, FWA stands for Furry Weekend Atlanta, and it's just like any other con. It takes place like once a year, and if you couldn't tell by the name, it takes place in Atlanta. You're so excited sounding. Am I not allowed to sound excited? Can I not be happy? I was sick for 4 days because I got sick and because of this con. Like, I think I picked up a flu or something. I picked up a bug. It was a bug Sona. He was in the lobby. I had a friend who had rented out a room and needed roommates to try to cover the cost. And I had time to get a plane ride, and I had other friends who were going, so it all kind of just like meshed together, and I was able to reach. I was able to get to this con. First impressions, from what I saw online, it was apparently this was their 20th anniversary. They have been doing this for 20 whole years, which is crazy to think about. It was from a Friday to a Saturday, just like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just like most cons. And I arrived, and first day I arrived on the Thursday, right? So first day arrive on the Thursday, we go to the con because they're having badge. You can pick up your badge early. Most cons let you pick up your badge a day early. That way you don't spend 50% of Friday just in line waiting for your badge, considering how many people show up. So Thursday we show up, we go in line, and the line is pretty long. Not terrible, but pretty long. Took about 40 minutes to get from the beginning to the end of the con to the badge pickup. And I call it badge pickup because most places give you a badge, but this place didn't give you a badge. They gave you a little wristband. You tied it on your arm, and basically wherever you go, you'd have to scan it to be like, yeah, I paid my $100. So we do badge pickup. We pick up our badges, and then it's Thursday, so we don't actually there's not anything to do at the con really. They have their game room open, right? And basically, so we just kind of toured the city. We just kind of walked around. We saw what was in the area, and Atlanta's really pretty, actually. We did play a little bit in the game room. They had Smash Brothers. I'm not a very good Smash player, but we played a good couple hours of Smash, because that was basically there wasn't actually much. People were already in costume on Thursday, though. On Thursday, people were already starting to suit. But funny story, the person sitting next to me on the plane ride was actually going to the con and was a suitor as well. Like, I didn't get her name. All I remember is that she had a yellow and green dragon suit. So random person on the plane. Hi. So basically, that was Thursday. Nothing much happened Thursday. Blah, 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 blah. Friday, we wake up and it's noon. And honestly, I should have probably gotten up a lot earlier, but We get up and it's noon and we're starving, and so we're like, oh, we have to eat food. We have to eat food before we go to the con. So they got the little like a center, and it's called the Peachtree Center, and they had like, it was basically like an indoor mall, and they had lots of different places to eat at. So we had to go, and the thing is, everybody was there. Everybody was there. Everybody who was from the con was there, and everybody's like getting food. Everybody's, buying whatever they're gonna buy. But the funny thing is that half of these people are in suits or in some form of con of wear. You see the you see the poor employee at the Dairy Queen, and he's like, order 778 or whatever, and then some guy in a wolf costume shows up and picks up the order, and it's just out of context is the funniest fucking shit ever. But so we grabbed some food, and then we head to the con, and holy fuck, there were so many people. Apparently the people behind FWA on Twitter said that 10,000 people were there, had showed up. I don't know if that's 10,000 people who had bought a pass, because sometimes not everybody who buys a pass, like only a small percentage, but like to think that 10,000 people had shown up, that is a lot of people. So we go, and holy fuck, there's so many people there walking around, and it's just, you gotta watch where you're going, because you unironically, it sounds like a joke, it sounds like this is a bit, but unironically, there were so many tails you had to avoid stepping on, because people had huge fucking costumes, and some of them had huge tails, and they would just walk without a care in the world, dragging their huge tails, and you're just like, oh, okay, just gotta not step on that, I guess. And so the whole event was just suit after suits after suits, and so we didn't know what to do first, because actually most of us were first timers. We actually didn't know what to do first, so unironically, the first thing we did was go to the dealers den, which is what they call the area on cons, where they have all types of sellers that are just trying to sell you stuff and sell you junk and stuff that you probably don't need, but in the moment you're like, wow, I want this. So basically there's like the main dealers den, which is more like official products, and then there's the artist alley, which is more small independent makers. And so we went to both, and dealers den was mostly just like shirts and gear and stuff like that. But it was a mess. There were so many people. If the one thing to take from this experience was, there's just a lot of people, and you got to be patient. You got to be patient trying to walk around. We picked up a few things, and then we head out. We go back out, and then basically we go to the main floor. The main floor of the place, there are literally at least 1,000 people on the floor. It's just in the hotel, because the situation is, it's like 3 hotels connected. There was the hotel we stayed at, and then the main hotel, and then there's other hotel, and they're like connected by sky bridges. And so basically the main one is where everybody's at. And I have some footage for the YouTube people, and you can see how many people there are just walking around, and it's just suits and suits and suits. And man, it was loud. One thing I would say, it was very loud. Lots of talking, lots of people meeting, and so basically the con is like 3 levels, right? Top level is where everybody was vibing and hanging out. Middle level, right, was panels where all the like activities was happening, and then bottom level was like the game room, right? That's my one kind of like complaint. There wasn't actually too much to do, and I'll get into that in a second. But basically, I think it's just the way furry cons are, but not much actually goes on outside of like meet and greets. And I think that's kind of what they're for. And honestly, it makes sense. 90% of what happened at the concert was just people meeting each other and saying, "Hey, hi," or meeting friends that live far away, right? And they all like meet at this one place. It kind of makes sense because it's just because of how like terminally online furries can be. Um, just having a place to actually go and say hi to each other. But then that's basically what was happening. Just thousands and thousands of people saying, "Hey, hi, ho, hey, welcome!" To everybody taking pictures, everybody's in suits, and everybody just vibing, having a good time. So for that, like, if you're doing that, then yeah, that's like you'll get a lot out of the con. But me coming from like more kind of traditional cons, like anime cons and stuff, objectively, there wasn't that many things to do. So most of the time, you were just kind of walking around and just experiencing the things, like seeing everybody's suits, seeing all the shenanigans people were getting up to. People were taking lots of pictures. You couldn't go like 10 seconds without seeing a camera flash. Let's see, how much did I spend? That's so the flight was $300 because it was a round trip. $300 on the ticket, and then the con ticket was $100. So that's $400. $400. And then room, I shared the room with from some friends. We each had to put in our share, and my share was $200. So that was what, $600? We're at $600. I spent $600 already, and then I had to just buy food, and food was probably around $100. Right, let's say $100 for food for the whole trip there. So that was like 700 bucks, and then I spent like 200 on merch. So that's about 900 right there. It's starting to add up. Chat, it's starting to add up. And then I had to pay for transportation and stuff. And so let's just say it rounded up to about $1,000. Let's say it was just about 1,000. So it hurts a little bit. It hurts a little bit. Would I do it again? Maybe once a year. I probably wouldn't. I don't understand how there's some people who go to like multiple cons a year. That is such a financial expense. Such a financial expense. Spend $5K. I don't have $5K to spend. Yeah, well, I know it's just like a running gag that some furs are very, very expensive, very, very rich, very financially blessed. So, they can go to con. Like, dude, do you have any idea at all how expensive some suits are? Like, there are people who pay like $5,000 just for a suit. That's ridiculous. I don't got 5,000. And if I did have 5,000, I couldn't see myself spending on a suit. You gotta. I mean, I know there are some that are like doctors and like scientists, right? I know there's that one guy on Twitter who's popular, who's also works on like COVID medicine and stuff. So he probably has the money, but just no money. You saw a suit that was 500,000. What the fuck? What could you do that would cost 500,000? Is it made out of literal gold? I don't understand. Oh, I got the finest leather on my suit. Only the best for me. Shut up, battery. For example, when I go to Otakon, there's so many more like activities, there's more panels, there's more stuff to do. They have movies playing, they have photo shoots and all, like, and also the dealer's stuff room is a lot bigger and blah blah blah. It just feels like there's more, right? This con felt like it's mostly just a big meet and greet for most people, right? It's just it feels like a big room, and you show up and you're just like, oh, that's Tim, that's Tim over there. Or you'll be like, oh my god, look, that's Sally. Hi, Sally. Hi, remember that one time? And it's just like that's what the con felt, to me at least, to somebody from who was a first timer. Also, it doesn't feel, it's, I may be crazy, but it, as a non-suitor, right? Because I, if that wasn't clear, I didn't go in suit. As a non-suitor, it doesn't feel as fun, right? I feel like a lot of the magic is being in suit, being in character, and just vibing and having a good time. So it was fun. I had a good time. I'd probably go again, but I think I personally prefer more like just like an anime con, especially ones closer by, especially when they're going to be a lot cheaper than what I spent, because I usually don't spend $1,000